What's up, guys? Welcome back for another video. It's that time. I'm going to do some Major League Baseball picks and predictions. We're going to be going over all 15 of our baseball games we have coming up for April 8th, Wednesday. Tonight, 15 games in total. Everyone's going to be playing today. We're going to break down all the matchups, look at the hitting, the pitching, and try to predict who's going to walk away with the win, who's going to be the loser. We'll also take a look at the bets for every game, the money line, the spread, the over-unders. Help me out, though. First things first, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. By all means, drop a comment down below. Who do you think is going to get the win today? Leave it in the comment section. I will respond to every single comment. If you want to support the channel, check out that pinned comment down below. We have 15 games. Let's jump right into it. The very first game we have kicking everything off today, 12:30 p.m., kind of an early one, MLB TV. The 5 and 6 San Diego Padres slowly working their way back to 500 versus the 7-4 Pittsburgh Pirates. One of the bright spots so far this season. The Pirates are opening up with a really positive start to the season. They're hitting well, pitching well, some really good young stud arms here. Pittsburgh, 53.3% chance to win. San Diego, 46.7. The Pirates are the underdogs. The Padres, 1.5 run favorites, -106. Pittsburgh, -113. Vegas is letting you know the game is completely up for grabs. The over-under is going to be 7.5. Padres are averaging 3.6 runs a game. Really got to get that offense back on track. 208 average, 5 home runs, 4 steals, 4.16 runs a game. Pittsburgh, 5 runs a game. 240 average, 12 home runs, solid power, 1 stealing of 3.33 runs per game. Cruz right now, Cruz and O'Hearn leading the way for the Pirates. Michael King's going to be on the mound for the Padres, 30 years old, 0-1 record. 3.38 ERA, 11 strikeouts in 10 innings. For his career, 3.24 ERA. He has 7 straight seasons with a sub-4 ERA. This guy's an extremely consistent pitcher. That's why the over-under is so low, because it's two solid pitchers going up against Mitch Keller. 30 years old, 1-0 record, 1.5 ERA, 7 strikeouts in 12 innings. His career, 4.47 ERA. You see why the Padres are slight favorites here, and I'm going to take him. Give me San Diego winning this game, covering the spread. I'm going to go low scoring. Give me the under still. MLB TV, 1:10 p.m. The 5 and 6 Kansas City Royals versus the 7 and 5 Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians playing some solid baseball. Right now, Cleveland 49.1% chance to win. KC 50.9, practically a 50-50 split down the middle. The Royals 1.5 run favorites, -120. Cleveland +101 with a 7.5 over/under again. The Royals 4.2 runs a game, 251 average, 8 home runs, 9 steals, 4.54 runs a game. The last 2 seasons, they've had top 5 team ERAs. A little high right now, but still a lot of time for that to come down. The Guardians struggling to score runs, but at least they're pitching well. They're averaging 3.2 runs a game, hitting 198. Got to get that number up. 9 home runs, 5 steals, 3.48 runs per game. How about the Lautner rate now? Still 5 home runs, 9 overall RBIs. For the Royals, Cole Reagan's on the mound, 28 years old, 0-2 record, but a 3.6 rate. 13 strikeouts in 10 innings for his career, 3.65 overall career ERA. And on the other side, Joey Cantillo going to be on the mound for the Guardians, 26 years old, 0-0 record, 3 ERA, 11 strikeouts in 9 innings for his career, 3.65 last season, 5-3 record with a 3.21 ERA. Pretty competitive game here. Which way is it going to go? Practically a 50-50 split with the fans and the analytics. I'm going to go Guardians. Give me Cleveland pulling off the upset. Give me the +1.5, and I'm going to go with the over. 1:35 p.m. on MLB TV. The 8-3 Milwaukee Brewers, they just continue to roll. Still, they only have the 10th best odds to win the World Series. And they led baseball in wins last season. You got to put some respect on this team. They're going up against the 3-8 Boston Red Sox. I've been saying Boston's going to get it on track at some point, and they have yet to do that. This is a very talented team. They just have not started the season well in any way whatsoever. Red Sox, usually very difficult to beat at Fenway Park. They have a 50.4% chance to win. The Brewers, a 49.6%. Again, practically a 50-50 split. Milwaukee, the underdog. The Red Sox, 1.5 run favorites, -137. Milwaukee +116. The over-under, again, is 7.5. Brewers, 6.7 runs a game. Hitting .267, 10 home runs, 20 steals, extremely aggressive on the bases, finding good ways to generate runs, and they're only giving up 3.38 runs a game. The Red Sox, 3.3 runs a game, 226 average, 8 home runs, 3 steals, 4.71 runs per game. Abreu hitting .372. Outside of him, this offense is really lagging behind. Not the case with the Brewers. Sanchez, Yelich, Mitchell, everyone's hitting over 300 right now. Milwaukee has Chad Patrick on the mound, 27 years old, 1-0 record, .96 ERA, 7 strikeouts in 9 innings, career 3.35, was a rookie last season, and still had a 3.53 ERA. Sonny Gray on the mound for the Red Sox. Usually Sonny Gray, very reliable pitcher, 36 years old, 1-0 record, 4.5 ERA, 8 strikeouts over the course of 10 innings. For his career, 3.59 ERA. Usually the same production every single season. Boston can win this one. Boston should win this one. But I'm going to go Milwaukee. Give me the Brewers pulling off the upset, the +1.5, and I'm going with the over. MLB TV, 2:10 p.m. The 5 and 6 Baltimore Orioles versus the 4 and 7 Chicago White Sox. The White Sox may be starting to come back down to earth. Chicago 35.6% chance to win. Baltimore 64.4%. Their chance to get back to 500 here. Orioles 1.5 run favorites, -156. White Sox +130. The over/under 7.5. What's up with that number? It's every single game. Baltimore 3.8 runs per game, 248 average. Ward's the main guy right now. 6 home runs, 3 steals, got 4.71 runs a game. The White Sox, how about Murakami? First season in, still 4 home runs. The team's averaging 3.9 runs a game. Hitting .216, 10 home runs, 9 steals, up 6.2 runs a game. Got to get that number down. That's not going to cut it. Kyle Bradish on the mound for Baltimore, 29 years old, 0-2 record, 6.23 ERA, 10 strikeouts in 8.2 innings. Career, 3.54 ERA. The last 3 seasons, a sub-3 ERA, but obviously this is the most he's pitched since 2023, so might just be a little rusty. And for the White Sox, Schonberg. 26 years old, 0-1 record, 3.6 ERA, 12 strikeouts in 10 innings last season. Started out really hot, kind of fell off down towards the end, but overall pretty solid stuff. But I'm going to go Baltimore on the road. Give me the Orioles winning this one. I think they'll cover the spread, and I'm going to go with the over. 2:35 p.m. MLB TV. The 4 and 7 Seattle Seahawks. At some point, you know Seattle, they're bound to turn everything on. A lot of young talent on this team. The sky's the limit. Going up against the 6 and 5 Texas Rangers, getting a solid win here. Texas, #1 team ERA last season. A really good ERA so far this season as well. Rangers 50.9% chance to win. The Mariners 49.1. Some really close matchups today. Seattle 1.5 run favorites, -120. Texas +101. The over. And finally, it's something different. The over-under is going to be 8. Mariners 3.7 runs a game, hitting .198, 9 home runs, 6 steals. They will get both of all those offensive numbers up. This is a very skilled offensive team. The bats are just cold right now. Pitching's been elite, top 3 in baseball, giving up 2.72 runs per game. The Rangers 4 runs a game, hitting .237, 10 home runs, 4 steals, and up 3.6 runs a game. Brian Wu on the mound for the Mariners, 26 years old, really good young pitcher, 0-0 record, 1.38 ERA, 15 strikeouts in 13 innings. Career 3.15 ERA. Check out these numbers last 2 seasons, 24, 2.89, and 25, 2.94. You can't complain about those numbers. That's elite numbers with 198 strikeouts last season. Really good young players on this team. Texas, Mackenzie Gore, what a perfect pickup that was in the offseason. 27 years old, 1-0 record, 3.97 ERA, 16 strikeouts in 11 innings. He has a career 4.19 ERA. Had 185 strikeouts last season in 159 innings. Texas can win this game. They're slight favored by the analytics. Seattle with Vegas. I'm going to roll with Vegas here. Give me the Mariners winning this one, but winning it by 1. Seattle wins, but I'll go with the +1.5, and I'm going to go with the under. MLB TV 307, the 9 and 2 Los Angeles Dodgers. They continue to steamroll their way through Major League Baseball. Back-to-back World Series champs. Going up against the 4 and 7 Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto wants some kind of revenge here. They were runner-ups to the World Series. This is a rematch of the World Series from last season. They want to get a win. Toronto 31.7% chance to win. Dodgers 68.3. LA 1.5 run favorites. -159. Toronto +134. A 7.5 over-under. The Dodgers 6 runs a game. The offense playing really good. Freeman starting to hit. Page is still hitting well. Team's hitting .285, #1 in baseball. 16 home runs. 3 steals and up 3.78 runs a game. Toronto, the bat's a little quieter than last season. 3.8 runs a game. .239 team average. 10 home runs. 4 steals. Pitching's been there, though, giving up 3.7 runs a game. Shohei Ohtani on the mound. 1-0 record. A 0 ERA. 6 strikeouts in 6 innings for his career as a pitcher. A lot of injuries, but a 2.96 ERA. One of the best baseball players we have ever seen throw and hit a ball. This guy can do a little bit of everything. He's going up against Dylan Cease here. 30 years old, 0-0 record, 2.79 ERA, 18 strikeouts. This was a massive addition in the offseason. This is a guy, he can line them up and strike out over 200 pitchers every single season. 5 straight seasons striking out over 200 pitchers. Last year, not his best season last year, but off to a solid start so far this year. I'm going to go a little out on a ledge. It's okay to call me crazy. Give me Toronto finding a way to pull off the upset. Blue Jays win. I'll go with the plus 1.5, and I'm going to go with the over. 3:10 p.m. ESPN, the 6-5 Houston Astros versus the 4-6 Colorado Rockies. Colorado 40.2% chance to win. Houston 59.8% chance. The Astros are 1.5 run favorites. Minus 159. Colorado plus 134. 11.5 over-under. That's a massive over-under. Vegas sees a buttload of runs being scored. Houston 7 runs a game. 282 average, 14 home runs, 9 steals. Pitching's not there. Usually they pitch well, but not so far this year. 5.46 runs a game. Walker's hitting 333. Altuve's hitting 378, working his way to 3,000 hits. Alvarez, 4 home runs, hitting 353. So much production from the offense. Colorado, 3.3 runs a game, hitting 219, 8 home runs, 10 steals, up 3.89 runs a game, which is historically good for the Colorado Rockies. Christian Javier on the mound for Houston, 0-1 record. 12.96 ERA, 3 strikeouts, and 8.1 innings. For his career, 3.81. So his career numbers much better than what he's shown us so far this season. Going up against Michael Lorenzen, 34 years old, 0-1 record, a 14.73 ERA, 6 strikeouts and 7 innings. For his career, 4.16. But last season was really rough with the Royals. But can he get the win here? Can he work off a W? I think this game's a lot closer to a 50-50 than Vegas would have us believe. But I'm going to go with the Astros. Give me Houston winning this one, covering the spread, and I'm going with the under. MLB TV, 3:45 p.m. The 6-4 Philadelphia Phillies, if they can ever get this rotation fully healthy, watch out for Philadelphia. They're an underdog, black horse to potentially win the World Series, going up against the 3-8 San Francisco Giants. San Fran, 55% chance to win. Philly, 45% chance to win. Phillies are 1.5 run favorites, minus 133. The Giants plus 113, and the over-under is 8. The Phillies are averaging 4 runs a game, hitting 227, 11 home runs, 5 steals, and 4.39 runs a game. Their starting rotation is much better than that. Just a little banged up right now, but if they can get fully healthy, they can go on a run. San Francisco, 2.6 runs a game, really struggling to do anything on offense, hitting 208, 4 home runs, 5 steals, and 4.65 runs per game. Aaron Nola on the mound for the Phillies. This guy's a really good pitcher. 32 years old, 1-0 record, 3.18 ERA, 16 strikeouts and 11 innings. For his career, 3.83. Outside of last year with the injuries, this guy gives you great production every single season. Going up against Tyler Mahle, right now 31 years old, 0-2 record, a 7 ERA, 9 strikeouts in 9 innings. Not pitching like he did last season. Last year, a 2.18 ERA, completely fell off the rails so far. Career 4.1 ERA. Right now, the Giants, the analytics favorites, but the underdogs with Vegas. I'm rolling the Phillies here. I like Nola on the mound, even on the road. Philadelphia wins this one, and they cover the spread. Give me the over. 4:05 p.m. MLB TV, the 6-5 St. Louis Cardinals versus the 4-7 Washington Nationals. The Cardinals 55.9% chance to win. The Nats 44.1. St. Louis 1.5 run favorites, minus 126. Washington plus 106. The over-under is 8.5. The Cardinals are averaging 4.4 runs a game, 220 batting average, 8 home runs, 7 steals. Walker hitting 300 with 4 home runs, really leading this team on offense. But they're going to have 5.18 runs a game. Got to bring that number down. The Nats, the offense is playing really good. As good as the offense is playing, the pitching's actually pitching worse. Nationals 6.1 runs per game, top 5 offense, 270 average, 11 home runs, 8 steals. Abrams 4 home runs, 38 average. House is hitting 317. The team is giving up 6.27 runs a game. Even though they have a top 5 offense, they unfortunately have a bottom 3 overall pitching staff. The pitching for the matchup, you're going to have Michael McGreevy on the mound for the Cardinals. 25 years old, 0-1 record, 2.53 ERA, 9 strikeouts in 10 innings. For his career, a 3.83 ERA. Really good overall production third season in. Miles Mikolas on the mound for the Nats. 37 years old, 0-2 record, 14.46 ERA. This is his third start so far this season. Career, 4.32. But this is obviously historically a bad season. But he can have a rebound game. Everyone's due to get a win at some point. But I'm riding the Cardinals. Give me St. Louis getting the win here, covering the spread. Give me the over. MLB TV, 4:07 p.m. The 6-5 Atlanta Braves kind of fell off the last couple games, but still much improved over how they started last year. Going up against the 6-5 LA Angels. The Angels playing pretty good baseball. LA, 56.9% chance to win. Atlanta, 43.1% chance. We pulled off this game perfectly the way it happened yesterday. The Angels right now, the underdogs. The Braves, 1.5 run favorites. A -130. And the Angels +110. The over-under is 8.5. The Braves are averaging 4.9 runs a game. 257 average, 13 home runs, 3 steals. Baldwin's 5 home runs so far. Good production. They're giving up 1.82 runs per game. That's number 1 in the major leagues. The Angels, 4.1 runs a game, hitting 204, 11 home runs, 5 steals, and 3.34 runs a game. This team was not that good at pitching last year. Much improved so far this season. Granholm's going for the Braves, 30 years old. 0-1 record, a 2.45 ERA, 8 strikeouts in 11 innings. This is his third start. Career 3.75. So far his career, first season 3.56, last year 3.99. So far this season 2.45. Pretty good production third season in. Going up against Reed Detmers for the Angels. 0-0 record, 2.38 ERA. 13 strikeouts in 11 innings. Career 4.71. The Angels got a shot to win it. The fans are loving them. But I think the Braves, they got to get things back on track, playing much better than last season, pitching much better than last season. Atlanta wins this one. They cover the spread. I'm going to go with the over. 4:10 p.m. MLB TV. The 5-6 Arizona Diamondbacks. Hey, don't look twice. The 7-4 New York Mets finally starting to play some cohesive baseball. New York, 61.8% chance to win. Arizona, 38.2% chance. Mets are 1.5 run favorites. -144. Diamondbacks, +121. 7.5 over. And we had to come back to that number. Diamondbacks, 3.5 runs a game, hitting 211, 8 home runs. 6 steals, 4.3 runs per game. Carroll continues to lead the way for the Diamondbacks. 297 average, 2 home runs, 9 steals. The Mets, Soto's banged up right now, but can they keep that offense rolling? Hitting a lot better with runners in scoring position for once. Pitching's top 5 so far. What's the longevity there? Fell off second half of last season. Maybe they'll feel better this year. They're averaging 4.9 runs a game, 250 average, 9 home runs, 8 steals, up 2.53 runs a game. Reed Nelson on the mound for the Diamondbacks, 28 years old, 0-1 record, 5.79 ERA, 7 strikeouts in 9 innings. Career-wise, 4.21 ERA. Last season, 3.39, which is probably the best season of his career. Going up against David Peterson. David Peterson, he's all over the place. Sometimes he'll throw 6-7 strikeout innings. Sometimes he'll get shelled. What version of him shows up today? That's the big question. 30 years old, 0-1 record, 4.66 ERA, 8 strikeouts in 9 innings. Career 4.13. He's better than he's pitched this season. Couple rocky starts, so in my opinion, he's due for a good game. The Mets win this one. They cover the spread, and I'm going to go with the over. MLB TV, 6:40 p.m. The 5-6 Chicago Bears. I've been saying for the last 2 weeks now, one of the best all-around complete teams in baseball. They can do a little bit of everything. They check off all the boxes. Going up against the 5-6 Tampa Bay Rays. Who's going to get back to 500 first? The Rays, 50.6% chance to win. Chicago, 49.4%. Pretty much a split down the middle. The Cubs are 1.5 run favorites, -108. Tampa Bay also -108. Interesting numbers. Of course, the over-under, you knew it. It's 7.5. The Cubs, 4.1 runs a game, hitting 206. 9 home runs, 8 steals, up 3.53 runs per game. The Rays, 5 runs a game, hitting 267, 8 home runs, 7 steals, up 4.71 runs per game. Interesting note, the Rays did lead baseball in steals last season. They got to turn it on at some point, obviously. Some of their production, Simpson still hitting 405. Aranda has 3 home runs. But this Chicago team, when they turn it on, they're going to turn it on big time. Colin Rio on the mound for Chicago, 35 years old, 0-0 record, 4.26 ERA, 8 strikeouts in 6 innings, career 4.41 ERA, going up against Joe Bile for the Rays, 26 years old, 0-0 record, 3.18 ERA, 13 strikeouts in 11 innings. The AL is probably the deepest, most difficult division in baseball. Career 4.82 ERA. I was actually leaning Tampa to pull off the upset here. Would not have surprised me at all. But ultimately, give me the Cubs getting the win here. I think the Cubs win it. They cover the spread. Surprisingly enough, I'm going to go with the under. 6:40 p.m. MLB TV, the 8-3 Cincinnati Reds. Who would have thought the 8-3 Cincinnati Reds? Beautiful start to the season for them. They deserve it. Well earned. Going up against the 6-5 Miami Marlins. Not playing the best baseball in the last 4 to 5 games, but still a solid start for them. Miami, 60.2% chance to win. Cincinnati, 38.8. The Marlins are 1.5 run favorites, -132. The Reds, +112. The over-under, 7.5. The Reds are averaging 2.9 runs per game. They are 8-3, and they're only averaging 2.9 runs a game. Really good pitching. Hitting 209, 9 home runs, 5 steals, and 3.25 runs a game. Stewart with a 351 average. Suarez got to get his average up. The Marlins, 5.4 runs a game. 276 team average. That's top 3 in baseball. 8 home runs, 9 steals, and 4.1 runs per game. Brady Singer on the mound for the Reds, 29 years old, 0-0 record, 5 ERA, 10 strikeouts in 9 innings, career 4.24 ERA, a 4.031 last season. Not a bad pitcher at all. Going up against Yuri Perez. Perez, down the stretch last season, was throwing some very impactful games, basically leading the way for the Marlins. Right now, 0-1 record of 5.73 ERA, 12 strikeouts in 11 innings, career 3.82. Last season down the stretch, he was sitting them up, lining them down nonstop. I think Miami's going to win this one. Marlins win it. They cover the spread. Give me the over. Second to last game, 7:05 p.m. MLB TV, the 3-7 Athletics versus the 8-2 New York Yankees. The Yankees, the offense is finding ways to score, but we all know it's been about the pitching so far this season. Top 3 overall pitching staff, in my personal opinion, when they get Cole fully healthy, this might be the best top-to-bottom pitching staff in baseball. Yankees, 62.9% chance to win. The A's, 37.1. The Yanks, 1.5 run favorites. -187, Athletics +156. The over-under is 8.5. The A's are averaging 4.4 runs a game, 228 average, 10 home runs, 4 steals, and 5.51 runs per game. Muncy leading the way with a 308 average. Props to him. The Yanks, 5.2 runs a game. Judge only hitting 237, and they're still 8-2. They haven't needed him too much. When he turns it on, obviously, he's going to be over 50 home runs. 223 average, 9 home runs, 12 steals. Surprising speed from New York. But it's the pitching, only giving up 2.35 runs per game. Rice hitting 379 right now. Luis Severino, the ex-Yankee on the mound, 32 years old, a 6.48 ERA, well above his career average of 3.94. Been a little while since he had a solid season. When this guy was a great pitcher, he was a great pitcher, but it's been a couple seasons for him. Going up against Will Warren, the young stud, 26 years old, 1-0 record. 2.7 ERA, 9 strikeouts in 10 innings, career 5.03 ERA. Interesting numbers there. He's a strikeout pitcher, but he's kind of all over the place. What version of him shows up here makes it a very hard game to measure. But I'm still going to go with the Yanks. I'm going to go with the Yanks winning this one. I think they cover the spread, but I'm going to go with the over. And we made it to our final game, MLB TV, 7:40 p.m. The 4-7 Detroit Tigers. Definitely not the start they expected this season, but the season's still young. Going up against the 5-6 Minnesota Twins, a chance to get back to 500. Minnesota, 44.6% chance to win. Detroit, 55.4%. Tigers are 1.5 run favorites, -154. Twins, +129. The over-under is 8. Detroit's averaging 4.9 runs a game, hitting 247, 6 home runs, 3 steals, and 3.61 runs a game. The pitching's been there. Hitting hasn't been bad. They're just never on the same page at the same time. Keith hitting 353. Minnesota, 4.2 runs a game, 192 average, 9 home runs, 6 steals, and 4.39 runs a game. The new addition, Valdez, gives the Tigers one of the deepest rotations in baseball. 32 years old, 1-0 record, a .75 ERA, great numbers. 10 strikeouts in 12 innings, a 3.34 ERA. He hasn't been over 4 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight seasons with a sub-4 ERA. Gotta love the consistency. Very reliable veteran pitcher. Going up against Bailey Ober. Bailey Ober, 30 years old, 0-0 record, 6.75 ERA, 5 strikeouts in innings, career 4.11 ERA. I honestly love the Twins' shot to pull off the upset here, but I also love Valdez. Give me the Tigers getting some type of rhythm, some type of momentum. They win this game. Detroit wins it. They cover the spread. I'm going to go low scoring. Give me the under. So, guys, that's our breakdown. That's our picks, our predictions on every single baseball game coming up Wednesday, April 8th. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below. Who do you think is going to win these games? Leave it in the comment section. I will respond to every comment. If you want to support the channel, check out the pinned comment down below. Sign up for one of our teams there. And as always, thank you for watching.